Good afternoon, everyone. For those of you who have just joined, this is the quarterly call for June 1st already. Believe it or not, I think the conversation is summer has started. Whether we want summer here or not, for me, I love the sun, so I think it's great. And for some, depending on where you are in the state, you may have already been having some very nice weather in your area. As everyone knows, the meeting is recorded today. If you have some announcements that you would like to share with this group, because we have such a tight agenda today, we would love for you to put those in the chat so everyone can see. If you're having an open house or a ribbon cutting or any type of event, or if there's an event that we're not aware of, but you would like an OHCS representative to attend, like a ribbon cutting or a groundbreaking, anything like that, make sure we're aware of that as well. So if you could put that in the chat, I would greatly appreciate it. Before we get started and I turn it over to our new homeownership director, I just want to give you some things that will be happening. So as most of you know, but if you're first time joining our programs call, we do post the recording on our website, and it's in the same location as where our join us, so our technical advisories, which are called join us. So where it's listed for June 1st, our recording for today will be posted. Usually it's within a couple of weeks, so that if you need to share it with anyone, or you know of someone who wasn't able to attend, they can go ahead and listen to the recording. The notes that we'll have today from our breakout sessions will also be posted to the website at the same location, but we just ask for your patience as we'll compile them after today's session, and so they will be posted by the end of June. I'm not going to go into next steps yet because we'll probably share that when we a little bit later in the call. But at this time, it's my pleasure to turn this part of the quarterly home ownership program partner call to Kibo Giscom.
Thank you so much, Kim. Good afternoon, everyone. It's a pleasure meeting you all. This is my first meeting here, and I've been with this agency for about 7 weeks right now. I would just say briefly, I've had over 20 years of experience working in state government and federal government, and I've also been working with individuals who had home housing securities for about 17 years as a counselor. I would say the 7 weeks I've been a part of this team, I get to see how wonderful the work that we're trying to do, and I would take this time to let anyone know that if it's possible in the future that you want to meet or connect with me, I'm more than open to meet with our partners and the individuals that we work with, and I look forward to seeing you all as I go through the process of meeting everyone and also when I'm out and about. So it's a pleasure meeting everyone, and I look forward to working with each and every one of you in the future.
Thank you,
That's all I
Kibo.
have.
Okay. And I would, we're not going to have introductions today, but again, I just want to thank everyone for joining, but I do want to just acknowledge we do have a new team member who joined the homeownership development team in April as well. And I know some of our homeownership development partners have already met Jessica McKinnon, but she joins our team and we are happy to have her. She has a lot of experience with this, formerly with the city of Dallas, Texas, and has some habitat background. So you will be seeing her in the future. If you have not already seen her, she's working closely with Talia and also Elizabeth and Susie. Some of you may know some of the changes that will be happening with our solicitations and how we're switching to Oregon buys. I know there's been a lot of communication out to our partners, but we also want to make sure we're communicating directly with you. So I'm going to turn it over to Alicia Howell, who has been very intimately involved internally with this transition, and also has been working with some partners too to ensure that we get you all set up correctly in Oregon buys. Alicia.
Good afternoon. So I just want to remind everyone to please be sure that you do sign up in Oregon Buys. The homeownership program team, the draws will not be coming through Oregon Buys. So that's the first question we always get is, how will I get paid? And it won't be through Oregon Buys, but there are some of our programs that will be paid through Oregon Buys. So you need to be sure that you are signed up. Future solicitations will be going through Oregon Buys. All of our future RFAs for HOPE programs or any other RFA that we have coming from the homeownership division will be going through, most of them will be going through Oregon Buys. The only way you will get a notification of a new RFA is if you are in Oregon Buys. So you need to make sure that when you sign up for any and all programs that you would be interested in being notified of. If you're not sure of the different codes that they ask for, you can reach out to the email or the phone number that's listed on the website there. I believe it says Periscope. That's the home company that owns the program. So just be sure that you sign up for Oregon Buys, because you will not be getting any solicitation notifications through our e-news any longer. So if you have any questions, please, you can send me an email, but the best resource is going to be online, and I believe on our Join Us, and you'll see that on our website. There's links and resources that you can get to so you can sign up, and then there's the tutorial on how to sign up and how you need to choose your codes and things like that. So, but it's very important that you do that as soon as possible. Thank you.
Great, thanks, Alicia. And I will remind everyone on the Join Us, which is again located on our web site. And yes, we can post the Join Us back in the chat as well, just so it's easily accessible for everyone. But there is really kind of 4 things you need to do. And so we have the links listed. It's register at the Oregon Buys website, and then there's step-by-step guide to registration, terms and definitions for procurement documents and actions. And then there's DAS, which is the Department of Administrative Services resources for using Oregon Buys. Again, if you have any questions, there is information on the website. But if you just are like floundering and you need additional help, Alicia is our resident expert. Just be patient if she doesn't quite get right back to you. She's trying to make sure all of the grants that we have going on right now in the team are processed and getting funds out the door. So,
and there is a question in the chat about the different codes that they're asking about. Can we tell them what the different codes are? And I just want to share with you that based on the procurement laws for us, we cannot direct you to the program codes. So you'll have to look through them all. I'm sorry, I wish we could, because we would, but unfortunately we cannot do that based on the procurement law. So I would just recommend selecting any code that has any relationship to the programs or projects that you want to work on and select them. And I will put the website to Oregon Buys for the resources in the chat that we had in our Join Us. But as far as the codes are, you can reach out to the email or the phone number that's there, or you can go through all of them and just go through and pick and select. I know there's a lot, but unfortunately, we can't help you with that.
and again, just thank you to everyone. This is a new process for you, our partners, and it's also a new process for the staff at OHCS as well. So we're learning a new process just right along with you, as far as, you know, putting everything in this new system, excuse me, processing invoices. We're all learning together. So just thank you for your patience, and we will help as much as we can, or as much as that we're able to. With that, I'm happy to turn this over to Talia. Again, for those of you who, if this is your first time, we had a conversation in December of 2022 around homeownership safety net, and we didn't have enough time in December. And one of the outcomes is you, our partners, asked for a full session around continuing this conversation. So Talia will be leading this and giving us some instructions. We'll be selecting breakout rooms, and each of the breakout rooms has a facilitation team. And again, this is an opportunity for us to listen to our partners and hear what you have to say and kind of expand on those conversations that we heard from you in December. And again, all of those notes are posted on our website where the join us are posted from the December too. So, Talia.
Great, thanks everyone. And just, I think there's one more question about organ buys in the chat. So if someone can answer that in the chat, maybe that would be helpful. But I'll start with this activity since we want to have enough time to have a good conversation. But like Kim said, in December, we had a conversation around the homeownership safety net. And I'll share my screen just to recap some of the things that we spoke about. But we are looking at this question, how might we collectively build a safety net that supports people to buy, maintain, and build equity in their home? And so as a division, we want to be thinking about our work more holistically. And I think we have a bunch of programs that span this safety net spectrum, but want to be digging in further to see where are there gaps, where do we all need to expand and build upon our work. And so we also want to better understand the needs of our vast partner network, such as all of you on the line today. So while we don't know yet what our next biennium funding looks like, we do aim to use a lot of the ideas that come up in this conversation to inform our current and future work. So last time we had everyone select a safety net pillar that resonated with them, and we'll use the same pillars today. I'll show you them in a second. And we asked what your organization does well, what you hope to see in the coming year related to this pillar, how your work connects to the pillar, and how you want to continue the conversation. And here are just a few of the ideas that came out of those conversations. And it's okay if some of these ideas come up again in your small groups. And you can find the notes from that conversation up on our website. I'll put the link. It's the same place where join us and where the notes from today will be posted. So things like ensuring capacity to hire bilingual staff, funding with no strings attached. I won't go through all of them, but include home repair funds for home buyers or new home buyers along with down payment. Making sure folks know about foreclosure avoidance resources and how all the different services interact with each other. So those were just a few of the ideas that came out of the conversation. We also brainstormed different programs and services that fall within the different pillars. So many of these programs are programs or services that OHCS already supports, but that doesn't mean there isn't more to be done there. And if you see programs or services that are missing, you'll have an opportunity in a second to add to the column once you're in your breakout room. We know we haven't captured everything here. So just know that is coming. And also, as you look at these different pillars, think about which one you want to join today. And so here's the plan for today. We're going to ask you to self-select into a safety net pillar. So join a small breakout room that, the pillar that resonates with you the most today or in general. Then you will follow the link to this Jamboard, and I'll put that in the chat right now so that you can start navigating there. Let's see, where did my chat go? Okay. Here's a link to the Jamboard. If anybody hasn't used Jamboard before, I will just do a very quick tutorial in a second. And then you will work with your group to share your thoughts on 4 different slides. So one will be that the pillars, if there's any missing programs or services. We won't spend too long on that. And then your facilitators will navigate you to a pillar specific slide where you'll think about what are the gaps and barriers in achieving this pillar, what's working well, and what strategies are needed to better fulfill this pillar's goal. Then if you have time, you'll have about 20 minutes for this conversation. You'll think about what rises to the top as a strategy, whether it's immediate or long-term, what's a clear priority. And then last, who's missing from these conversations? Who should be a part of your pillar group that's not there? And we'll come back together and share out and discuss next steps. And just quick, during your conversation, you're welcome to add stickies to the Jamboard yourself. You're also welcome to get your facilitator to add them for you. I don't know, can you see my Jamboard right now? No, do I need to reshare? So this is the Jamboard, and just a quick tutorial. This is where the stickies are. So you can, if you want to add an idea, you would just click that. You would type in your idea and press save, and maybe resize it and put it under the column that you want it to live in. And you can do that throughout this time. There are multiple slides, so just stay with your group. They'll guide you through this all, and we will plan to come back together around 2:45. So any questions before I open up the breakout rooms? I see another Oregon buys question. It sounds like maybe we should follow up with some information on where the codes exist and maybe some guidance on finding the housing specific codes. So acknowledge that comment. Any other comments or questions about this activity? Okay, I'm going to open the breakout rooms. So facilitators, you know what rooms to go to, and everybody else can decide where they want to go. And let me know if you're not seeing a breakout room. Joe, Anna, do you need help getting to your breakout rooms that you're assigned to?
I'm just now joining.
Okay, great.
Hi, if you could help me for a minute.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I had to step away. We're into a brand new office and there's a lot happening. So how, did you assign me already?
No, you are welcome to choose. I'm seeing, okay, a bunch of people aren't seeing breakout rooms. Okay. If anybody isn't seeing a breakout room, if you could just let me know where you want to go and I'll route you there.
Okay.
And Michelle, if you don't, I'll also
See it. Yep, I just see it now.
Oh, okay, awesome.
Thank you.
Okay, gotcha, Tatiana. Okay, Katie, gotcha. Hi, Scott, can you hear me?
Yeah, hey Talia, sorry, I was working on things and lost track of time.
No worries. Do you want me to move you to a breakout room? I can tell you the 5 different rooms, or actually, it's not 5 anymore. It's home purchase support, maintaining homes, and preventing foreclosure.
Yeah, if they're going for a few more minutes, I could go and purchase support.
Okay, great. I'll move you there. It's a big group, so beware.
Thanks, Talia.
Yeah. Oh, hey, Anna. Do you want to be put in a different room? I can't hear you.
I can go to whatever, whichever session you might need me.
Yeah, I think it's totally up to you. We have plenty of people in each room. I did try to move you to preventing foreclosure. But for some reason you're not there, so.
Yeah, I went into stabilized families. So with
Yeah.
Alicia. So
And then I tried to move you to the other one. But I'm not sure what's going on. Did you not get an alert?
mm-mm.
Okay.
Joe thought we might be having some technical difficulties. So, and yeah, that happens.
Yeah, no, we just consolidated rooms because there weren't a lot of people in them.
Okay.
Yeah, so let me, this is very odd because you're, okay, I'm gonna do maybe just look for an alert.
Oh, there we go. There's my alert.
Well,
Okay.
let me actually move you back to preventing foreclosure. Okay, do you see it now?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Okay, great.
Okay. We should be good then.
Cool.
Thank you.
Bye. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the main room. I hope you had somewhat of enough time to have a good discussion. It felt like that went by really quickly once again. But since we're limited on time, let's have, we ended up consolidating some of the groups. So let's have everybody report out from your group. So let's start with the home purchase support group and try to keep your report out to like 1 to 2 minutes.
Oh my goodness. So this is Scott. I just kind of, we were just getting into the fun when we got shut down, but affordability is still an issue. As far as the barriers and the gaps, right? Some more flexibility in AMI is what we're seeing. Better marketing and outreach, basically meeting people where they're at, seems to be a big one. I love what I'm hearing about the education and the counseling and being able to do that even remotely via person to person via Zoom, like we're doing right now. Seems to be big, and I'm excited about that because flex lending requires that that homeownership centers provide the education to the borrowers that use that program. So I think I was excited to hear that there's cities like Bend and that there's lenders that people are collaborating with, to help stack things. And I am missing so much. It's not even funny. I know I'm supposed to be doing 1 to 2 minutes. I will say that I did give a shout out to the Federal Home Loan Bank of Des Moines, who have member banks in Oregon that are offering grants of $50,000 to $100,000 for people that hopefully people can take advantage of and collaborate with those banks that are members of that. God, I'm missing so much. A lot of this is around education though, culturally specific homebuyer education, making sure that we're not missing out on I-10 loans, et cetera. So
Thanks, Scott.
I hope I did everybody that was in the group justice in that. And thanks for being in there.
And people can feel welcome to continue adding stickies to the Jamboard. We'll leave it open and just try to be as specific as possible since we can't hear you verbalize your thought if you're adding to the sticky. And so let's go to the maintaining homes group.
Well, this is Kim Freeman. I'll jump in unless someone from my group wants to. No one volunteered, so I won't put you on the spot, but I'm just going to pause in case anyone wants to jump in. I see a couple of you on my screen. No one's jumping, so I'll go ahead. So we had maintaining homes, lots of conversation around education as well. So as far as ensuring, right, pre-purchase education, we all know is highly effective, but also is post-purchase education along with maintaining your home. We could, as some homeowners, you could probably do some of the repairs and not have to hire it out. But like, do you know how to change a doorknob? I mean, even little things that you may not know how to do, but could we offer some instruction around that? Looking around, we talked a lot about, some of the barriers or strategies around contractor supply. So, making sure we have enough contractors to build homes and maintain them when you need maintenance. And also then, plumbers, electricians, so it's the whole spectrum. Within some of our partners, they talked about, expanding the programs to ensure the whole agency is aware and breaking down those silos, right? So if you're helping, a pre-purchase homeowner or a post-purchase of all the resources, and are there additional resources in the communities that our partners aren't aware of, and how do we connect those? Also, doing some more outreach and outreach and marketing to ensure that consumers in their service areas are aware of all the programs that are offered by our partners. And then we talked about, is it a grant? Is it a loan? There's capacity on our partners if it's, depending on if you know, if it's a loan, there's also capacity and constraints that puts on the potential on the homeowner as well. Again, we probably talked a lot about more, and we had a jam board full of items as well. So we'll be getting those out, and appreciate everyone who shared information during our session.
Thanks, Kim. And well, last but not least, the Preventing Foreclosure group.
I can go ahead and speak on the group's behalf unless Alicia wants to. I was going to say, we actually joined forces with another group as well. But in terms of preventing foreclosure, we were talking about the communication that needs to occur between us and mortgage servicers and trying to increase the collaboration of them maybe soliciting or offering our services and the benefits that we have available to homeowners that are facing foreclosure. We also talked about the document requirement barriers. It's already a very stressful situation, so putting those additional document requirements for a lot of these types of programs ends up sometimes being a gap or just, again, an added barrier. Things that are working well, it was actually carried over from feedback of the other group, but Procorum seems to be a really good system that the partners are enjoying. So being able to implement that as a system that is, you know, going well over here in foreclosure prevention. Also the additional funding that OFA received. And after all of the hard work and great efforts, the HSCP program, so that obviously went well. And then the last thing that we talked about were some strategies that could help fulfill the pillars goals going forward. And that was more data related to retention and just being able to have more information about people that are kind of repeats or going back into foreclosure after we provide assistance to them multiple times or what be it. But that's what our group discussed.
Thanks, Andrew. Well, thank you everyone for participating in these conversations. Clearly, we could all probably spend hours having these conversations, and our team is going to take a lot of this information and debrief and talk about how we are going to use this information moving forward. We will likely won't be the last time that we're engaging you all on this topic. And we expect to maybe even survey you on some of these priorities for you to rank some of them. So just look out for some communication from us. I did want to share two quick updates unrelated before we close out, before I pass it over to Kim. Just one is that our Flex Lending RFA is still open. So go to our website to learn more about that RFA if you haven't yet. So that's the RFA. If you want to be a Flex lender, then that's the process that you go through. And then just another exciting announcement is that our Affordable Housing Revolving Land Acquisition Program, it has pooled its resources. So there was a designated amount of funds for rental housing and a designated amount for homeownership. And a year has gone by. And so as part of the program, the funds are pooled. So anything is available for homeownership projects. So the way it works is it's an up to 8-year loan repayable when development starts. It covers 90% of the appraised value, and there's an interest of 1% and a 1% upfront cost to apply. But there's more information about LAP, Land Acquisition Program, on our website, and it's just a really great tool to if you need extra resources for acquiring land. So those are the updates from me, and I'll pass it over to Kim.
Great. Thank you, Talia. Thank you, everyone, for participating. As Talia said, next steps, we're going to gather the information from today. Again, what we received in December of 2022, and compile all the notes. And I would say I think we're pretty sure we want to do a survey. Again, we want to make sure we are reaching everyone and those that weren't able to attend today to get some more feedback. And then probably bringing this back to our December, believe it or not, 2023 meeting to kind of have like a year-end discussion wrap up again and determining next steps with you, our partners. Please note that our next quarterly partner call is September 7th. And then our final one for the year will be December 7th. They're always from 2 to 3 Pacific Standard Time, because we do have some partners in some different time zones as well. If you have any questions, please let the OHCS team know. I know we had a lot of questions in the chat around Oregon buys, and we will do our best to get some information out. And I would say probably the best place that we could put it, and I'm going to look to the team. Alicia, tell me if do you think it okay if we could post some of that information, if it's available, where we post our join us, so it's all kind of in one location for everyone to look out, versus sending emails out to everyone that participated today. Not that we don't want to send emails, but I'm trying to find a consolidated location to get information.
Our Join Us had all the different resources for Oregon buys. So if you click on the Join Us link, it has where you can sign up, and it has the different resources.
I know there were some questions around codes, that they couldn't find the codes. So is there more? And we can talk internally too. And we save all the questions that come in too during the chat. So we can always review those and see what information that we can gather to get out or post as well. So
yeah, the codes there, you just have to go through the codes in the system. That's the only way to choose them, to know all the different ones, because it could be they're not specific to just Oregon housing. It could be you want to know about a solicitation from another state agency, so you would have to go through all of the codes. We don't have a fact sheet or something that has it.
So this is an enterprise-wide movement. So it's not just an Oregon housing, Oregon buys program. And I probably should have said that up front, so I apologize, but this is an enterprise. So you may want to receive solicitations from Department of Education or, other state agencies that potentially may be out there. But if there's some more information that we gather as we're learning as well, we will try and get that out as well. And I'll just say one final question around, it just was there and then moved. Does the system allow multiple staff to register using the same tax identification number?
It does. So you can have one admin type person and have other users underneath that organization.
Great. Again, I just want to say thank you to everyone that attended today. We appreciate you. Again, we'll see you in September, if not before. We do have our next home ownership development quarterly meeting. And if Talia, you said this, I probably spaced it, so I apologize. But that is Tuesday, July 11th. And the Zoom link is listed on the Join Us as well to register. But again, we'll still be sending out Join Us information around calls, right? So please make sure that you sign up for e-news, and you can sign up for as much information as you like in reference to the agency. And a reminder, yes, the flex lending is RFA, so it's a request for application 7385. It is still located on our funding web page for the agency as well. And with that, is there anything from the OHCS team that we missed or did not announce before we say goodbye to everyone? Great. With that, everyone, thank you and enjoy the rest of your afternoon.
Thank you.